One of them is I'm trying to figure out how to use this. So I hope you guys are patient with me because it's a whole new setting. And yeah, rough. It's rough, especially when you are used to a software. Okay, so anyways, I am hoping I am live. I'm trying to see if I am. So give me 2 seconds while I corroborate that I am live. And I am not sure. Oh, I am live. Woohoo! Woohoo! That's great. That's a really good start, guys. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Adrian and Suze. And let's see, I saw Kathy earlier. And Miss Tara as well. So thank you all for being here with me today. Um, so I'm just trying to catch up to see what it's being said. Looks like Adrian is supposed to get some like scary weather, and that's pretty scary. I don't like scary weathers. Oh, hey Carrie, how are you? I hope your sister is doing well. So, okay, hi Marilyn, how are you? A lot of news. I'm going to just give a couple of things right now. The most important is I did change from one streaming software to another, and this is completely new. I have really no clue what I am doing. Therefore, I don't have, like before I was able to like put one layer and put one thing and it just looks super cool. Well, I don't have that. So if somebody can tell me if you can hear me well, please, because again, I just want to try all the settings in this software. I will have to try really. Hey, Maria. I mean, Maria. Hey, Nancy. How are you? I am so glad you're here. Um, yeah, if somebody can tell me if you can hear me, that'd be great. As far as I know, from what I have seen, I am no longer able to like, kind of come back big. So that is that is a bummer. I don't like to be just like the little circle in the back, but like I said, I change the software. So that is the main thing. The second thing is if you guys are interested in subscribing for Paper Pumpkin Kit, there is a new sale, and then you'll get 40% off your first kit. I am not sure how that goes. I am saying this just because, I feel like I should say it, but the truth is, guys, I have not really read in detail the whole thing related to the Paper Pumpkin sale. I do know that we have. Oh, I'm so sorry. Nancy is saying she can't hear me very well. Um, I'm wondering, Nancy, if okay, all right. Let's hope it's not the software. Like I said, I really feel a little bit concerned because I don't see I don't have a whole lot of information on all the things that are happening in Stampin' Up. I'm still kind of trying to get caught up. So what that means, the good news is way less announcements. I guess. um, I would like you to, if you can, stay towards the end of the video. There's a lot of things I want to chat with you guys. And that's probably going to take, a while, and I don't want to do it at the very, very beginning of the video because I just feel that, it's unfair for those of you who are just here to watch the card. But if you're interested of what's kind of going on with me and what are we looking at long term, then stay after the video. Yes, so I saw Suze saying that it was kind of like a really weird name for the card, and so I Oh, thank you. Tara is saying that she likes the fact that I'm in a little circle. It's super comfortable because I can just move it around. Isn't that funny? Um, but yeah, it that is cool. I just was hoping I could extend it a little bit or kind of work with it a little bit. But I just don't know yet. Lots of learning in these with this new software. Um, so going back, sorry guys. I do have to say, let me kind of chat with you about the fact that it's been very busy. And we're going to talk in length later on, but it has been busy, guys. And I have not had, really the ability to work with as much as I like to make cards and, like figure out measurements and all that good stuff. So I do want to say that this is going to be probably on the longer side of the video of a video, just because there's still things that I don't have cut or that I have not defined what we're going to be doing. Hey Nicole, welcome. How are you doing? Good morning. And yes, that's kind of where we're at. That's where I am at in this season of my life. So I do want to tell you guys that we are going to be using today it's the September paper pumpkin kit, and it's called Autumn Abundance. And my thingy here kind of got off. I want to tell you that I absolutely loved this kit. I don't know if you guys have received this kit, or if you're subscribed to the kit. That's why I wanted to promote a little bit that sale, although I'm not sure what the sale is about. So if there's some of the demonstrators here can help me out with what's the sale that's coming or that we have with the paper pumpkin kit, that'd be great. But I have loved it. I have loved this very, very much. If you have it, you know what I'm talking about. It's just got, I'm gonna bring the instructions, guys. Look how beautiful these colors are. It's just a really beautiful set of options for cards. All in all, this card is this kit is so beautiful that I think it's worth it just doing on its own. But we're going to do a paper pumpkin kit alternative, but it's not going to be my regular alternative, meaning I'm going to be using all sorts of other products. And like Kiwi, who I don't think is here, would say we're going rogue with the paper pumpkin kit. Oh, thank you, Sus. It's fine. It's fine. I know there is a discount. Yeah. So make the most out of it, but that is for first-time subscribers. So anyways, the advantage of this card, guys, is that you will be able to do any, really with any other products that you have. So just go and check in your stash to see what you've got going on that will really, kind of like help create a card like this. Okay. Anyways, so I am not going to demonstrate the whole kit. I don't want to kind of like waste time on that. But if you want to see the kit because you have not, let me know towards the end of the video and we can talk about it, and I can show you the kit. The first thing I'm going to bring, so I'm going to bring two things. They are already cut, which is good, so we have a extra time. I have a piece of, this is Night of Navy, and it's 6 by 12 inches. Okay, and I have already sort of minimally scored in the middle, which is at 6. So I'm aligning that, whoops, there you go. I'm aligning that 12 inch towards the top of the trimmer, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a good score. Okay, and this is our first piece. The second piece, actually, guys, I'm definitely rusty. We are going to be using mostly the paper pumpkin kit, but we are probably going to use the Scenic Pumpkin Patch the Autumn to Remember, which is in the new kind of like memory keeping, scrapbooking piece. And that scrapbooking kit also brings this gorgeous dies, and we maybe end up using some of these. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. Now we need, let me organize this a tiny bit, guys. We are going to need, and I have it here, just kidding. This is a piece of 6 by 2.5 inches, and we're going to, I have these are 2 magnets. We're going to include them here in a minute, and I'm going to use, let me move in here so you can see better. I'm going to score here on using the right side of my trimmer, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch, and then we're going to score at, is that 1/2 inch? Yeah, it was a 1/2 inch. It was like, wait, what? And then we're going to score at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so all we're doing is we're creating kind of a little flap that we're going to use to close our card instead of using a belly band. So Tara is saying, what was the question? And the question was regarding the sale in the Paper Pumpkin Kit for first-time subscribers. Hey, how are you, Miss Mary? I hope you're doing well. Okay, so I have my little 2 magnets in here, and we are going to put the card base first. So let's go ahead and bring in my bone folder, and we are going to fold, yes, those where we just scored. So all those beautiful score lines, we're going to crease them well, and we are folding belly. So belly and belly, okay? And now I'm going to bring my scissors here so I have them close to me, and I'm going to bring my other piece, and I am going to fold these as well. I want to ask, hi Brenda, how are you? Hey Kiwi, welcome. I want to ask, guys, is it looking too bright? I just want to make sure. Again, I'm playing with some of the settings, and I am not sure how this is looking. So you guys can tell this is an older piece of cardstock, and so I think I'm going to use these on the, nope, I'm going to turn this around so I can hide these with these pieces that we're going to include in here. So I'm going to bring my tear and tape, guys, and I'm going to go and put, and yes, I'm going to put 2 pieces, and we've done these in the past a couple of times. When I remember, I like to do it, but yeah, so I hope you remember some of this. If you rather have like one of those 3/8 of an inch tear and tape, you know, they are not sold by Stampin' Up. They can be a little bit easier for some of these things. And the next thing I'm going to go and do, guys, I'm sorry, is I'm going to cut those corners of the 1/2 inch flap, okay? So let me throw away those 2. And now we are going to take these off. And as you guys can tell, I can take one off and then leave the other one there. And that makes it easier, so it's all kind of well aligned. See, now we have a really good, we have all that area really covered. And so this is the inside of the card, and I am going to keep doing this wrong, guys. I'm gonna glue this inside, and I scored it wrong, guys, so I'm very sorry about that. Yeah, not scored it wrong, I folded wrong. But what I'm doing, guys, here is I am aligning these here, and I'm actually going to do this backwards. Okay, and I'm aligning these in here, and then I'm going to adhere these pieces to, guys, am I doing this incorrectly? Okay, wait, Wait, oh, no, no, no. It's okay. So let me take a breather here to explain what happened. Sorry, guys. So I have, I wanted to, I scored these valley, and is how you should score it. But I had to put the glue on this side because what I want is to glue this area or the flap inside so it's not visible. But I was not thinking about that when I added the glue. So we'll have to fold it backwards. Sorry about that, guys. So again, now I am just aligning these two pieces, making sure that they, you know, that they look, that they're fairly straight, and it seems like it's going to do. And what's going to happen now, guys, is I'm going to fold these the other way. And I'm sorry about that. That was quite a mistake, but not a big one. There we go. That's all. So this way, guys, I don't have these flap on the other side and it's not visible. That's very simple, right? Okay. So this is kind of how the card base of our card is going to be. Okay. And we are going to bring our, where are they? Our magnets now. So I'm just going to put these two magnets in here. Actually, I'm going to put them in here, I think. First, yeah. So I'm going to add these two magnets in there, in the front of the card. And I love these magnets, guys, because they have already a, that seems good. They have already some stickers to it, and so some glue, and so I can adhere this without, you know, it being a rather pain. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm just really not even caring much about where it is as long as they are covered by my little flap. Okay, so there we go. Now I have to bring the other two flaps, and the magnets need to be added first, obviously. And I'm just going to put them there, and that will tell me exactly where I need to put my magnets. Now, do be careful that these, so that your card is closed the right way, because I'm going to tell you what happened to me the first time I did this, is I kind of folded like that. And so the magnets fall somewhere, but really it was not going to work because these, I need these little space for the width of the rest of my card, and I hope that makes sense. So fold the card like you would. This needs to be folded in a way so it will be folded that way, and you can see that there is right there that space. And now you know that your card, it's it's closing accordingly, and then you can put your magnets on the right spot. Okay, and there we go. There's one, there's two. The other thing I would say, guys, is that if you don't want to use the glue that comes with the magnet, that's fine, because it's just easier sometimes for you to like make it work the other way. So turn it around and it just falls flat, and you can't put on top really a piece of, I don't know, scotch tape or tear and tape or something, and nobody's ever going to see it, right? Okay, so all we're doing now is using those magnets to close our card, and now we can decorate, at least put the initial layers, the front layers, so we don't struggle later. I have always said this: when you have interactive cards, especially in, you know, in the middle of the card, it just makes it a little bit harder to decorate later for me. I'm gonna take a minute to see if there is any comments or any questions. Oh, I am so glad that Carrie received your card, Kiwi. And that just tells us how important cards are, right? That tons of love are sent in our world, to our world with our cards. Kiwi, I hope you're doing well. I've not talked to you lately. Um, Okay, yes. So Carrie is saying, because Kiwi is saying that there are some, that she's got issues with the magnets as they don't have adhesives. And Carrie is recommending glue dots. I would recommend the glue dots as well. Honestly, guys, if you just put a piece of tear and tape in there, it will be fine, right? Like, let's face it, if you just put one piece, it's fine. But I would say, Kiwi, do that first. So adhere one first where you want them and then the others, and it will just make it very easy in general. Okay, so let's go and do this. So I am using, and you probably all figured this out just because it's me, but maybe not, maybe not. Maybe I still have some what will be the name of it, some mysterious. I'm using some of the copper foiled because that beautiful paper that comes into in the paper pumpkin kit, and that glare is awful, has some beautiful copper in it. If you have it, you know what I'm talking about. I'll show it here in a little bit. So I'm using these, and ahead of time I did do, and I couldn't make up my mind, guys. This is what happens sometimes. So this is the stamp that comes in. Okay, let me see there. This is the stamp that comes in the paper pumpkin kit. It is absolutely beautiful. One of the stamps. It is gorgeous. It is gorgeous for this kind of little detail. So what I did is I just stamp it with my Versamark ink, guys, and use some copper embossing powder, and here we are, right? Like this is really gorgeous. But then at some point I was like, oh, maybe I want some more colors, and so it's hard to see, and I don't like that it's hard to see. I guess I'll have to figure out well the coloring scheme in here, but I included some of the colors in the kit, which are wild wheat. You have night of navy. It actually brings a a Cajun craze stamping spot. So I just used some of them in here to kind of create more of a lively background, but then I was not really sure I was gonna like that. So there's that. I also did this using, oh goodness, I forgot. Let me bring this one, because I'm in love with this one, the Forever Plat 3D embossing folder. I don't know if you guys got it, but I love it. I love it. And all I did, guys, was using the brayer to, with the Versamark in, put some of the copper, and I got this. So I wanted to use these initially, but then after a while, guys, I have to say I wanted something less busy, and these end up being busy. But I just wanted to show you because these are this is a really cool technique. And if you did not see my video for the global stamping, I think that I made this there with gold, and it's just totally worth it. Okay, I'm barely there in focus, I'm sorry. I think that I wanted this one, which is the simpler one. Guys, what do you guys think? And let me show you the idea. So of course I have another here's the layer 4 in here. And so what I did is using this stamp set, and I have the stamp set here and I want to show you. It has this beautiful with thanks, sending autumn wishes your way, and it has that beautiful spade, I don't know how to call it, guys, and 2 leaves, and how to, you can make a super cute snail as well, and thinking of you. So bottom line, this is a really, really good stamp set. So my thought is I want to put this one in here. So using that stamp set and the colors in the kit, I just created my own quote-unquote little DSP. So I just want this one in here. That's going to go there. And this one, which would go here. Now, let me bring some of the other ideas so you guys can tell me what you guys think. So I had cut using the deco rectangles. I had cut a piece of 2 circles. And that's one of the reasons why I love kits, guys, and I know you know that. But this has such a wonderful variety of leaves and just die cuts to utilize. And so let me bring some of them here. So what I was thinking, and I can find the other one, that's somewhere around there. What I was thinking is, you know, we can bring some of these gorgeous leaves, some in the back, kind of create. Oh, the embossing folder, sorry guys, I'm going to stop here 1 second. It's called Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder, and Kiwi is one of those like really huge ones, the ones that are like 8x6 or something. They're humongous. So anyways, my thought process is we can you know, kind of mix and match some of these leaves, and as you guys can tell, we have a ton of them, and create like kind of like an arrangement in the middle that will come off when you open this. And I'm totally okay with this being simple, but what you guys think? I really like it. Thank you, Sus. Yeah, I think the plaid was too much. And let me see, let me bring the other. So we have several other pieces in here as well. These ones, by the way, are absolutely stunning. Look how beautiful these are. And so I can put some in here just like that. These are all ideas. I have not made up my mind yet. And they also have some copper foil leaves as well. So all in all, guys, this was just a beautiful, beautiful kit. Let me bring the rest of them. Sorry, that was noisy. It also has, if I find them, it will be amazing. Oh, here they are. And it also has some other leaves with another trunk, piece of trunk, and the snail, and that super cute mushroom in there. So we have a lot to play with in this kit, and that's why I'm so super excited about it. So I'm gonna move all this stuff in there, but that is my idea. So I think that all in all, kind of like what Susan says, the branches, you crack me up. And I am definitely not going to use this because I think it will be too much. So we can use this for some other alternative. Okay, let's go ahead and add our, let me put this back in here, our layers, and then we'll do the inside and the mechanism. And I think you guys are really going to love this one. So now I have to say, guys, I gave in and I bought the, what's the name of this thingy? Well, the whatever its name is. I'm pleased so far, guys. I'm very pleased about it, and that I got it. So it's not super expensive. I think it's like $35. I got this from Simon Says Stamp. And so, but you can get it from Petunia, my sweet Petunia. You know, it's a really good set if you struggle with your hands. I have been struggling with my hands a little bit, guys, and so this is very, very cool. And with the advantage that it's not going to work, of course, because why would it work, guys? Oh my gosh, like, there are things that just really, really crack me up about my my YouTube channel. There you go. It just went through. The advantage of this is you can use whatever glue you use. Of course, Stampin' Up uses the Tombow glue, guys, which, by the way, is one of the best ones out there when you are really one of the best glues. It just like glue. I have had times where I am working with it and I'm like trying to remove it from my hands, and it's like, okay, I have to go and wash my hands because it's just too messy. So all in all, I would say is one of the best glues out there, but you can put whichever glue you please in it. And I just think it's really, really good. Oh, hello, Miss Donna. How are you doing? Okay, now I'm going to open my card base, and here we go. I'm going to bring this. Be mindful of the position of the your panel. So it is it needs some oil. Can you hear it? But all in all, I am very, very glad I got the glue press, and thank you, Adrian. I keep forgetting the name of it, so it's just funny. So Adrian is saying that I definitely have a thing with glues, and it's totally true, guys. I do. I have a thing with the glues. Okay, so we have our first panel, and now I'm going to adhere the bottom panel. And kind of like I was saying, be mindful of where and how you're gluing these. I know you guys know that it happens to me all the time. So it looks like the glue press definitely has a fan base here with the people that are watching. So Nicole is saying that is her most used tool, and that the Nouveau glue, which is the one that comes in it's really good. So thank you for that, Nicole. Today I am actually using that Nouveau, I don't know how you pronounce it, guys, to be fully honest, that Nouveau glue, but I am using it because it comes in. So actually, let me show you. I already filled this one out with my glue, but it brings one with the glue already, and it brings one without it. I don't know, guys, if you are into it, it's really cool. It brings the stand, and you put it there, and so the glue doesn't like get, you know, glue sorry, doesn't get dry, and you can use it right away. Okay, so that is our panel, our front panel. But all in all, a good buy. Hey Renee, welcome. Now I have two other panels in our copper foil, and I have one simple panel of Berry Vanilla. By the way, I did not mention that, guys. I am using Berry Vanilla and not white because most of the kit uses Berry Vanilla, which I find I'm very happy about that. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this. The reason why I am not, adding an embossing folder here or something like that for this panel, it's because the bottom panel has some decorations, and I am just not sure how they are going to look like. And so I rather kind of add some leaves to this top panel later. It'll give me a little bit more of time, to really analyze what I want to do with the panel. So there's that. Okay. Oh my gosh, can you hear it? Looks like it, I'm gonna have to, that's awful. Looks like I'm gonna have to take it to my husband so it put a drop of oil in it because it needs some oil, it looks like. Okay, so that's the first panel I have. The second panel, so that will be the lower panel, I have just the same, but I did cut these, so this belongs to one of the card bases, which I want to show you because it's absolutely gorgeous, guys. It's so beautiful. Look how gorgeous that is. Isn't that so beautiful? And so sometimes you're planning these things and then boom, it did not work. So I was like, yeah, this is gonna work well, and I'm gonna show you because it's just funny. And I'm just aligning things, and then I'm gonna bring this and put this in here, and then I realized that this is a 5.5. inch, right, card. And so in spite of my best intentions, it's just not going to fit well. So I figured the way to fix this is creating just one regular panel, which we're going to put up here, and then just add this one on top, and that just looks really, really cute. With the advantage that you can stamp in here further. So for example, if you wanted some, you know, maybe you can totally add, man, Maria, like some extra of these spigot things in here, maybe in blue, or I don't know, in wild wheat, or even crumb cake. I'm gonna add a couple in crumb cake. Let's do that. That sounds cool. And guys, I have to set this in here, so I'm gonna do this first because again, this is not all working very well. So because I am this person, I'm going to like figure out where it should go. It should go somewhere like there, maybe there. Okay, so we actually can see what I am doing, right? So oops, sorry guys, there's my block. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my block. I'm leaving that there, and it was somewhere around this here. And then whoops, and then I can put, let me make sure that it has enough ink, and then I bring another one right there. And that's just an extra decoration. It's not really needed. But I just felt that it was just such a good option. I just realized that my chamois is all dried up. And I'm removing that out of the way. So the first thing we're going to do, because this is a composed panel kind of, we're going to add our big panel. Guys, this is awful. Oh, go say hi to Miss Shelby. I hope she's doing well, Sus. And yeah, exactly. So Tara is saying that it sounds like a cracky, like, what's this said? A creaky rocking chair, and it's true. It just sounds exactly like a rocking, like an old rocking chair. So anyways, one of those, right? It's just funny. So I am going to add some glue in here. I definitely will need to get some glue, not glue, some oil or that for WD thingy, because right as of right now it's driving me insane. And Kiwi is saying that sounds kind of like her knees. I would have to say in that case, kind of sound like mine too, Kiwi, if it makes you feel any better. And so I'm just making sure when I am gluing this, yes, you're seeing that it is actually respecting that 1/8 of an inch in the bottom. So I'm just going to make sure that all it's glued, because I don't want these to be in the way later on. Okay, there we go. And again, you can put more things in here. I'm just, you know, I just think that that will be enough with that decoration. Oh my goodness. Yes, it is driving me insane, guys. I don't like noises. But well, we'll have to deal with it through today, because I have already used all my other, how you call these? The other thingies, all of these. And, I don't have any more. So there's that. Okay, so now you are getting an idea. I saw somebody saying, I'm not sure where, about talking about the color of the paper pumpkin kit, and I do have to say, guys, that it does, that blue, that navy blue, man, does it put some really beautiful colors in it. Okay. I forgot to say this because I'm like so rusty right now for whatever reason. All the dimensions will be included in the PDF tutorial and the instructions, and you'll be able to download that probably later today. So I just want you to, don't worry about the measurements, and because I have not even talked much about this. And it actually, I had actually printed it, guys, because it's, because I am going to need it. So there's that. So we're going to work on the mechanism. The mechanism measures 3 inches by 10 5/8. And we are going to do a couple of things. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to align, so that 3" towards the top of the trimmer, we are going to align here at the 1.5 inch, and we're going to score. And what we're doing is we're scoring in half. I'm making sure it's straight. It looks fairly straight to me. And let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is, so we're going to work with this together. And I know that this is blue, and I should have thought about it. I didn't, and I'm sorry. So here's the bad news. The bad news is, like I said, this is 10 5/8, and so the half of it is, of course, a 16th. That means that we're going to look to 5 5/16, okay? And so let me remove everything so you guys can see well. So all you have to do, guys, it's a little bit boring, but all you have to do is count, right? So we said 5 and... I don't like 16s, don't get me wrong, guys. And 5 and 6/16. So we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you go to 5 3/8 and just go backwards one little line, there's your 5 6/16. And what we're going to do, guys, I mean, you can score these just to give you an idea. I can barely see that. I am going to bring my pencil, and I'm going to make a mark on the top and a mark on the bottom, and that mark will erase later on. Thank you, Kiwi. Thank you. She's saying she's handing me some of that WD-40 thingy. Now, what we're going to need, I'm going to keep this where it's at, and I'm going to align here. Guys, you see this? Here is, I'm going to align to this like bigger line in there, and this is, I'm keeping my marks in the trimmer, in the, how you call this? I forget how you call this. Well, I don't know. Help, guys, help. So how do you call this line here? I'm keeping it like if I were going to cut it. Sorry, guys. And what we need is to make two different, whoops, I don't want this to move. Two different marks on top and on the bottom at the 1.5 inch mark. So that, if you align it here with this line, is pretty easy because it has one big line right there. So you just mark one, and then you can mark right there. I think this is the one. And then the other side is actually easier because 1.5 inches is exactly the end of the trimmer here, not including the brown area, but just the white area. And so I'm just going to make again a mark right there at the edge, at the top and on the bottom, and it has to be 1.5. Okay, so I know you can't see, but let me bring this up here so you guys sort of mostly. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, there it is. You can see it there. So we have the line here at 1.5. No, the line at 1. The line in the middle. The line backwards 1.5, and the marks, I guess, not line, on forward from the middle is 1.5. Why I didn't do this, and I just want to explain this. So in my regulars, I would have done this and would have gone, okay, so it's, you align at 4 and, what is it? 4 3/8, and it's sort of there, but the next one, it's just 16ths, and so I figured that I would make that easier, but let's go ahead. I'm going to mark this, so I'm actually going to write this, guys, in case it works well. Oh, what am I doing? I can do this here. So I guess you can move at 4 and 3. Okay, it's 3 7/8. Let's see if it works. and then this will be 5, it goes 5 and 5/16, right, which we did already, and this one would be, oh, actually it's not that bad, it's a little bit off, and the other one is 6 and what would be 6/14, I mean 14/16. Oh my god, that is just even a mouthful. I can't even pronounce it, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't do it. But if you go, I guess if you go to 6, 7, 8 and go back, it will be, you know, you'll get it easier. Maybe easier that way. So you can do either. I will include those measurements. I will add them to what I have here. I found it easier to just align in here, keep the middle, you know, where it needs to be aligned there with the view of the trimmer, and just mark in here like I did. It's just easier. So the next thing we're going to do, guys, is we are going to score diagonally between the top and the bottom mark, and we're going to create an X. So I do want to say this, if you've done twist and pop cards before, which most likely all of us have, this is a little bit different, and this piece is bigger than our regular measurements for the other cards. So I just want to bring that up, because if you compare the measurements with the regular twist and pop, you will find, you know, it's noticeable. The difference is quite noticeable. So so all we did, guys, is from there, you know, again, score diagonally from the top mark to the bottom mark, and vice versa, which again, it's exactly the same process as the other one. We are going to fold these. So we're going to fold our long score line, so the one on the 1.5, so a vertical score line. We're going to fold that mountain, and I'm making sure, I'm trying to make sure that I get that right, guys, because you know, I think it is mountain. And we are going to, so there we go, and now we're going to come with the diagonal score lines, and those we are going to fold valley. So one mountain, the other ones, the diagonal ones, valley. And so once you have that, it's pretty simple to just kind of like push this. So all we need to do is, maybe it was the other way around. Oh, it was the other way around. Well, that's fine, guys. Bottom line, sorry, I said it was not. So yeah, so you need to fold the big one, horizontal valley, and then the diagonal mountain. I'm sorry about that. And I think I may have to change that. And all you do, once you have that, guys, all you do is fold, is push like in the ends like that, and it will like come together fairly easy. Of course, I'm bringing my bone folder, guys, to add these. I mean, to crease these really well as best as possible. And now we have our mechanism. And again, this is not anything weird, that we've done this before. The only extra thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to come here and cut, and it's about like 1/8 of an inch. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm going to cut that, and it just helps a lot, guys, to when we're going to glue this. And we are going to go we're going to go and add our mechanism in here. So it's very interesting, because if you open this and you center this in here, you can tell that, let me bring it up here so you guys can see better, that you can see the copper in there, and so it's easier to center well this piece. But all in all, like, if you don't want to do that, which is totally fine, all you need to do really is centering on these both sides, right? and kind of push it a little bit lower from the copper area. Can you see there? So it's not right next to the score line. You can put it a little bit higher. It doesn't really matter. It just creates a good balance there if you do it like that. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, guys, and I am going to use yeah, I'm going to use tear and tape just because so it's glued faster. And let's add the tear and tape to both sides. Okay. And whoops. There we go. And I'm just going to remove one. So here we are. I'm aligning this, and it's hard for me to see. So I'm aligning this right there with kind of like the edge of my Berry Vanilla cardstock. Whoops. And then let's remove this. I have not done that, but we're going to do this together. So I'm going to, whoops, there we go. I'm just making sure this is as centered as possible. And guys, I'm going to turn it a little bit towards me because it's easier for me to see this. And again, just aligning my cut in here with that Very Vanilla. I'm looking on both sides, making sure it's as centered as possible, guys. We're not perfect, and I'm okay with that. Once I'm fairly sure, I'm just going to close this, and that will be added right there. And now we're going to take the backings on the other side and just close the card, and it will be glued. Nothing new. We've done this card in the past. Okay, so there we go, and there we go. Okay. And that's your mechanism. It's super simple, guys. Okay, fine. Before Kiwi says something, fine is not super simple, but it's not overly duper complicated, Kiwi. So the next thing, and I don't know if you remember when we did the Twist and Pop a while back, but I was just telling you guys, like, I don't understand why most of the demonstrators don't cut this, because it has no function, and it's right there, and it's big, right? So we're gonna put glue on this top and on this top and on this bottom. And what I'm gonna do, guys, just to make myself like clear and is I'm gonna put a couple of X's. And the other thing I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm just going to mark in here. So I'm doing some tiny little mark here right at the edge of the card base. And I'm going to bring my bigger scissors because it's a little easier. And we are going to cut, guys, between that little mark I did and that center of that of the card base there. Okay, I'm trying to not make this too, but there you go. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So here's my X. I can't mark with my, take your pick. I know it's very, like, it has all sorts of things that it can help you with, but it's not a cutting device, a writing device. And now we're going to do the same. I made my little mark there towards the top of towards the edge of the card base at the top, and I am just going to go and cut. Okay, again, these are areas that you will not see, so it just does not make sense to leave those flaps out in the open. So we are going to work on the next piece. This piece, guys, measures 3 inches by 9.5, and I just want to say that all these that it's important that this piece is 3 inches and that the other one is 3 inches. So if you want to make it a little bigger and you want to make like this a little bigger, let's say 3 1/4, then that one, the other mechanism we just worked, also would have to be 3 1/4. And I just want to mention it out to you guys, so you figure, you know, if you want something bigger. Now this is going to go scored at 2 3/8, and let me find it. 2 3/8, 4 3/4. I'm second guessing, but I'm hoping it is all okay. And 7 1/8. And let me open these guys, and there we go. 7 1/8. I made it almost. Yes, I think I did. Okay. Again, that is, I'm going to close this just to scoring. I'm going to go ahead actually and fold this. I wouldn't otherwise, just in general, but you know what? I feel that because of what we're going to do next, the folding, having those score lines like really well defined makes it very easy or easier. So I'm pretty sure about this one. We are going to score valley, mountain, and valley. Okay. And these should all be like close, like a little book, right? Because it's all these are the same measurement. So there you go. Ta-da! Now we are going to create, I know guys, I have to move faster. Sorry guys, I'm doing it very slow, like we have all day long here. I'm very, very sorry. We're going to make a couple of windows in here. And what we're going to do, and I'm going to use the right side of my trimmer. Guys, can you see well? I just hope you guys can see well in here. We are going to this way. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay, so let me turn my instructions so I can actually remember well what I have to do. So the first thing we're going to do, so remember that this was aligned at 2 3/8, right? And so we're going to move these to, sounds like a bad song, huh? 2 3/4. So we just move these 2 3/4, which is 3/8. So we're going to have a border of 3/8. Okay, and we're going to cut from 1, and let me bring this so you guys can sort of see. I know it's very, very hard. Maybe, no, not that. Maybe one of these. Maybe one of these will do. So I'm going to, let me move this here. I'm going to go and cut from 3/4 of an inch. So here's, it is this one, and I'm just going to mark it. Hopefully this marks a little bit, so you can see a little bit. 2 5/8. So 2 5/8 is there, because this is a little bit dry. No, it's not that dry. Well, there it goes. I was hoping that that could help you see what I'm doing, but I guess it won't. So we're going to come here again. We're going to align these at 2 3/4, and we're going to cut from, oh yeah, I can see it better. I don't know if you guys can see it, but against the blue it looks much clearer. And we're going to cut from 3/8, right, all the way to 2 5/8. So we're going to repeat these 4 times, and I just messed it up. Huh. So don't do this, kids. Let me bring another piece of blue. Sorry. Guys. So 3, we're going to cut together because why not? So that's 3 by 9.5. I'm sorry, guys. I know. It definitely looks like I am off practice, huh? By 9.5, yes. And we're going to score at 2 3/8. Okay, so let's go back in here. 2 3/8 is right there. And actually what we're doing is we're going in 3/8 increments, right? In 2/8 increments. I'm going to score at 2 3/8, 4 3/4, and 7 1/8. I'm sorry about that. Okay. And I'm glad that I made that mistake, because it's important. The instructions, I have those actually like highlighted, but I didn't pay attention to my same thing. So that happens all the time. Going back here, we're going to go to then 2 3/4. There it is. And we're going to cut. Now we're going to score between 3/8 and 2 5/8. Okay, so we're scoring here. Now we are going to move to 4 3/8. It's right there. And now we are going to cut. And we're going to cut between the same measurement. So we're going to do this four times. I guess we're going to do the measurements 4 times, but it's scoring, cutting, cutting, scoring. So now we're going to go there between those 3/8 all the way to 3 5/8. And then we're going to move to 5 1/8. And we're going to, this one is cut, so cut between 3/8 and 3 5/8. And now we're going to move to 6 3/4. And we're going to score again between 3/8 and 2 5/8. Is that too much? I am so very sorry. If you need more explanation, please let me know in the chat, guys. I find it like it's easier. The instructions are easier to read this time. So I hope you guys get it. Not that you guys get it. I hope I explained correctly. Now we're going to use the right side of the trimmer here, and we are going to align this at 3/8. So here's my 3/8. So we're going to align there at 3/8. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut between those 2 lines that we have already on each panel. So I'm going to bring my cutter, my cut blade, and we're going to cut between that, the score line, sorry guys, hey, no, and that cut line. So remember, we did 1 score line, 1 cut line, so we're going to cut between those 2, and I'm just going to keep it there and do the bottom. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to cut between that cut line and the score line. As you guys can tell, I didn't go all the way here with my score line. I'll show you here closer, but it doesn't matter because it's just scored, and so we won't struggle too much. And I'm going to move this, turn around, align again at 3/8, and we're going to do the same. So we're just cutting between the score line and the cut line, and the same in here. We're going to cut there between both those 2. Like I always say, guys, do it, slowly. You don't need to do it like super quick. And actually, I always find that if you do it super quick, it just does not work very well. Okay, so here you go. We did it, guys. Like I said, the instructions do have, this one is, the instructions do have like a little highlighted, the cut, score, or actually score, cut, score. Okay, so now, oops, this one is also not cut all the way. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah. So now, guys, what is going to happen is we're going to bring this, and I don't know why I cut that so ugly. And we're going to fold these backwards. Let's go ahead and give it a good crease, and sew the other one. And let me try to clean these, because I, again, don't know why that is so ugly. I actually, you guys are going to kill me, but I actually bought another trimmer, so this shouldn't be happening. But anyways, it's happening, and it is fine. And we're going to remember how these fold like this. So we're going to fold all together, and it should fold all neatly like this. Let me try to do some of these helping here. Okay, I guess there we go. Okay, so this is what we're going to have in our opening, in our twist and pop. These two are going to be glued together, and so when you open your thingy, you'll have a window and some extra stuff here in the pencil. Okay, so again, sorry guys, it's taking me so long. I know it's bad. I'm sorry. We have to decorate this first, no matter what. But I'm going to bring a piece, and I don't know where I put it, so I'm going to use these leftover pieces here. And this piece needs to measure 2 1/8. So 2 1/8 is right there. I'm going to cut that real quick. By 1 1/4. 1 1/4 is right there. Yeah, sorry guys. By 1 1/4. So all we need is a little piece, which is going to be kind of that, the piece that's going to glue those two other panels together. We're going to score these at 5/8, and so I'm using the the right side of my trimmer, just because it's always much easier for me for this kind of smaller pieces for whatever reason. And you're going to score. Let's move this out of the way. I am going to bring, just like I've done in the past, we're going to bring our tear and tape. Guys, I have to say I really like using the one that's 1/2 inch a little bit better, and I am using tear and tape and not glue, so you know, it glues right away, but it's going to need glue or adhesive on both sides. I am not going to cut that yet. We are going to do the same thing. We're going to just cut the corners, you know, so it's less noticeable. There we go. And this is the piece that's going to go in right here. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to fold these, and just making sure that this is full well. I am going to glue one piece, or one side, not one piece. Let's see. And then we're going to glue the other piece last. I just want to like reiterate that that is after we are done with everything that you know, needs to happen. It is awfully late. I am so sorry. So all I'm doing, guys, is aligning these. Can you see? Right there. I'm making sure it folds well. There it goes. You see? There we go. Okay. Mostly, but you can see I can turn these and make sure it looks aligned on the other side. Am I doing this wrong? Of course I'm doing this wrong. I'm just glad I realized I was doing this wrong. But there you go. You're just aligning the center of that, or that score line, with the edge of that panel, and it should close, and it does, and there we go. And then we'll just add these in here. Now, because there's so many other moving pieces, and I'm really sorry, we need to do that last. Okay, so let me run. I am so sorry, guys. I didn't realize how long it's taking. So I did cut a few of these pieces for the twist and pop, for the part of the mechanism, and I keep wanting to put this one in here. Let me think, guys. Okay, so this is where we're going to bring the other, you know, these that I have not even used, guys. That's why I'm using these. I don't know, but I am using these. No matter what, I'm using these, guys, because I've not used them. So I just feel that we really need to make an effort to use our pumpkins. And so we can put them, it looks like this. And I'm going to move this towards the bottom. I'm going to bring our block. Actually, let me see. I think I want the other ones. Sorry. think I want these because are more noticeable, right? So let's see. I'm bringing first the fence, quote unquote. I'm going to put that there. And we're going to use, I think I'm going to use copper clay for this. Pecan pie, not copper clay. Well, I'm glad you guys don't mind. Yeah, I definitely, like, cutting helps a lot. That is a true statement. As you guys, I am not going to use these aside. I'm just going to leave those two in there. And there you go. That looks really cute. Okay, and I think I'm just going to bring, there we go, this smaller one because it doesn't need, and we're going to use so many things, guys. We're going to use some Cajun craze, some pumpkin pie, and crushed curry, guys. Yeah, let's do crushed curry. And I'm going to get some of the daubers, and we're just going to play with this a tiny bit. I am really not paying a whole lot of attention of how and what I'm doing in here. I just want to create some extra dimension in here. So some changing, right? So it ends up looking, you know, kind of like we always have some, like I guess our pumpkins are, some of times they're very, very orangey. But oops, that was not the one. But I really like to add some like extra colors like that. And that's what we're doing. Okay. And so hoping this works well, guys. Wish me luck. And I'm just going to put these on here. Now my big head is not there, so I'm just going to put this, I'm centering them like there. And that way, guys, we have a kind of like a variety of colors in our pumpkins. Again, it's nothing like super de-duper, but it just makes it look so cute. I know this is a double stamping kind of thingy. I'm just going to bring this because, okay, fine. I'm not very convinced about that, but we'll try because why not? Okay, let's move this out of the way. I'm bringing this one. That's what I do, and that's how I get things dirty, guys. It's so funny. Yeah, it looks like this goes there. I think I'm going to use the early espresso. And before I do this, guys, I'm so scared of doing this. I'm so bad at, what is the name of that? Double stamping? It's like I can't see for whatever reason. Well, no, for whatever reason. I have the glare right there. And I know you guys are not seeing, but otherwise I can't see what I'm doing. That did not work so bad. All in all, we got to win. And guys, let me ask you this. These are birds, right? Like those are birds, or does those belong to this? Like, I don't know. Guys, they look like birds to me, don't they? Well, we're going to imagine they're birds just so we can put something in here. Why not? Are they? I think they're not birds. They are like extras for this thing. But because they look like birds to me, we're going to go with it's birds. I'm just going to leave it like that. I think that a little bit more and it's not needed. Okay, let's move all these out of the way before I make a huge mistake with this. Kiwi is saying that she loves crushed curry, and I have to tell you, I love crushed curry too. It's such a bright, beautiful yellow. Okay, so let me move these out too. Let's bring our squeaky friend, and hopefully nope, still squeaky. But we're going to do that, and we're going to add one panel. So this is going to be our panel on this side, and then I want this panel on the other side. It's awful. Okay. So let's go ahead and add these. I really, really like that there's hints of red. I think it's Poppy Parade. What's in it? So this glue thing is killing me. Oh my goodness, it's so distracting. But oh well, nothing we can do. Yeah, Carrie saying it looks like the stems for yeah, it does. They are birds. They're not birds, but hey, you can make them look like birds. Exactly. I don't. Thank you, Carrie. So Carrie's like, they are not, but they could be. So okay, so this is our first step. Now we are going to make 2 windows, guys. I'm going to move this a little bit further. All the measurements are going to be there in your instructions. But so what we're going to do, so this piece, remember, is already smaller. So it's, let me think correctly, 2 1/8 by 2, yeah, 2 1/8 by 2 7/8. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to align at 1/4, a fourth of an inch, and I'm going to cut, moving this so you can see, between, sorry guys, I'm looking so I'm not messing that up. We are going to cut between a fourth of an inch and 2 3/4. Okay, so there is more or less a fourth of an inch. Is very hard to see from far away, and I don't want to put my big head there, but here is the 2 3/4, and so I'm going to go ahead and give it there, and now I'm going to turn around on the other side, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So again, from fourth of an inch, which is somewhere around there, it's right there, but it's harder for me to see if I'm aligned correctly, to 2 3/4, more or less. Just like we did before, guys, we are going to align these, and we're going to cut between those 2 cuts. As you guys can see, I did go a little bit further there on that side, and not too much on this side, so that happens often. And we're going to turn around and do the same thing. Okay, okay, so there we go. So we have our little border for our window. You can make this in other, of course, in like in DSP if you rather. You can just leave it without any if you want to. So this is one. We'll use this here in a minute. So, and let's do the next one. And I'm sorry I did not have all these cut. But again, so from a fourth of an inch to 2 3/4, more or less there. And we turn around, align it 1/4, and we'll go from 1/4 to 2 3/4. Go ahead and turn horizontal, align at 1/4 of an inch, and we're going to cut between those 2 cuts. Turn around and do the same thing. Okay, so we still didn't cut all the way here, so let's go and use our scissors to make sure that we got all that. It looks like none of the corners got really cut. There we go. I got one. That last one. Okay, so these 2 we are going to add as little frames to our windows. And here comes the squeaky friend. And yes, it is very squeaky. And there we go. And I am making, yes, like when I said we are behind, we're behind, guys. I am technically also making shaker bags. So I'm really behind. That is not super cool, guys. Okay, so but our windows look great. That's the good news. Okay, I have two little pieces. These are not that one. These are just cellophane plastic bags that I have from, like, I don't even know when I got these. I mean, these are leftover from stamps. Let me just be honest. I cut one corner and the one on the top because for some reason the other side, the other corner had like a hole, so that would not work really well. I have here 1/8 of an inch tear and tape, and yes, you'll need 1/8 of an inch so it's easier because we're going to close this, of course. So let's go ahead and close this. The measurements for this are, like I said, on the the instructions, but these are going to go in here. So you're going to need on one side just to glue to itself, and on the other side, this one is a little bit bigger. I made them a little bit bigger because I'd rather cut a tiny bit than not, than not enough. And just in case I wanted to change, I mean, I just cut them a little bit bigger than I needed to. They are cut, or the measurements, the right measurements are put in the instructions anyways, but I just want to let you know that I cut them a little bigger. On the width part, on the, I guess the height of it is 2 7/8. Okay, so I am going to bring this super quick. I'm going to not cut, it's not a true statement. I'm going to remove the backing and make sure that this is all well aligned there. And then I'm going to remove the backing at the top because it's just a little bit easier for me. And now we're going to bring whatever shaker elements you have. I did not have a whole lot that I loved for this card, just for the colors, right? So I figured we can do like a combination of this. These are not necessarily foliage or leaves, but I do have I do have some leaves now that I think about it. I'm very tempted to use those because I don't have anything that will really match. So I have these are loose silver sequins. I have these are sparkle chimes. So I think I'm gonna do like a mix and match of this, even if they're not necessarily, like I said, whoops, that always happens, they're not fall, but I think it will be fun. If you have some other elements like leaves or such, which I really do have some other elements that you could do, that I will recommend you use those. So I am mostly, there you go, there's my little spot, right? I'm going to bring some of these. Depending on what you have in the back or what you're going to put in the back, you can put a lot or not so much. So if you're going to have, for example, a big sentiment, and then don't put a lot. But if you're going to have, it's just more like paper, then you can add, more colors in here. I'm trying to grab some of the yellows, although they're Daffodil Delight, but I think that will just add some interest. And there we go. We have our I call it fall is the elegant way. It's just fake shaker card. Let's just not get too fancy here. Fancy is niche. Okay, so I'm holding, sorry guys, I'm holding this. I'm removing that and making sure that this all goes straight. It did not go straight as I wanted, but it's all working well. And that is our little shaker bag. So this shaker bag is going to go in here. Remember I told you that it was a little bigger. So what I want to do in this case It's just a tiny bit bigger. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these onto itself, so one side onto itself, which is kind of going to work well for me because the other one, see, like that side kind of came off a little bit, so that's going to work well for me right now. Let's go ahead and do this. We fold into itself, and there we go. And so now we have our little bag that fits very well where it needs to fit. And we're going to bring our tear and tape, not take your tape. I was going to say something really weird. I don't know why. I was just like off. And I'm going to use this one again because that one ended up being a little smaller than I had to. But there we go. We're going to move these out of the way. And we'll just add our little shaker bag. Okay, I cannot see what you guys are talking about. But if I focus on what you guys are talking about, then I'll be in trouble. So the most important thing is this side, the one that goes against this floating panel, I'm going to align all the way there, like against the panel. And then, there we go. And then I'm going to glue that to the other side, and then it just guides really well. Now this one, I don't know if you guys can tell, you probably can't. I am removing a little bit that, I'm gonna leave it like that. Hopefully it does not make a lot of problems. I don't think it will. Okay, so that's our first shaker card. As you guys can tell, this was not very elegantly made. Let me show you. But I think that the recipient will forgive me. It is a whole lot better if you are able to grab another corner like this one, because then this corner will be seamlessly in here and you will not even see it there. You see? But it happened. So, and I have another one which is really dumb. I shouldn't have just saved the time, the space. I could have just gotten a bigger one, but I didn't. So another bigger one, another corner. Oh well, Maria. And then one thing I want to make sure that you remind you is you have to go all the way in there for all the way to the corner in here. So, you know, all the elements to stay inside. And I'm going to get it out of the way. So I'm going to say this. I will probably remove that and redo it once we're done. And I know it's not ideal, but it's just I don't like it how it looks. I'm going to bring just some of these and some of the other elements. There we go. And since it's been so long, I am going to start my chat about what's happening, what are we doing, what's next. So you guys know, because it's been a long video and I don't want to make it longer. So I have talked to a few of you, I think, about kind of what's happening, especially to the people in the coloring corner, because, you know, we have more of a direct contact through it. But all in all, like, it's just been very busy since I came back from visiting my family. Let me make a stop. You see now the nice looking edge goes against the panel, and then it looks so nice. And so you know, that's just what it is. It's been busy. Work got like really crazy. It's like on steroids right now, and I just have to say it's just been rough. There are other things going on that makes it harder to focus on, you know, making cards, but that is initially what is happening. On top of that, guys, I was, you know, talking to Suze, which was just funny because she sent me an email asking, and we had like an email conversation. I was telling her that part of my, you know, I wish, and I was talking to Tara as well. I mean, I like very much being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm just never, not never, that's not, it's just going to be really hard for me to, okay, that looks a little bit better. See the difference? Let me bring it up here. How good this looks, and how that one, because it has that there, it doesn't look very well. And I will not change it right now, but I will change it later, guys, so you guys know. I am that person. We're going to need the 2 pieces of this foil that measures 1.5 by 2 1/8, and let's cut that right now. 1.5 by 2 1/8, I said, right? So there's 2 1/8, and you can use the leftover. They will fit perfectly. So I just want you to be sure to save those pieces. So it all fits well. So there's 1, and I have another one. So here we go. 2 and nope, 1.5 by 2 1/8. So anyways, going back to the story, it's just being really busy. It's been a lot of craziness, and so I just think that you know, I feel that I could do better, kind of trying to having a break, right? So we said 1.5, so 1 3/8 is the next one by 2, and I'm leaving some of that vanilla in there. Okay, so we put this one in here, and I think that the next one, I just want it, sorry guys, okay, I think I'm going to use this one. So we said 1 3/8 by 2. Okay, so we have some design in the back, and we don't have to actually think of decorating further. So I'm just going to add these layers to our panel, and let me do this real quick. This is what I need. So I want this layer that have the same leaves on this side. So there's like some difference between one and the other. Thank you, Tara. And we'll bring the trunk to the other side. And because this is really not, like, doesn't have a direction, I just think that, you know, it doesn't matter, but do pay attention when you're doing that and you're gluing this. Whew. Okay, I'm getting there, guys. I'm so very sorry. It did not take me this much to do the other one. So this is how the card is going to look, but then you have that shaker element in there, which actually this way, which I find really cute. All you have to do, guys, we're going to remove the backings of this, and we'll have to glue this. Let me get back in here. There we go. So all we need to do now is put this together. So I'm just holding this. Sorry guys, this is moving, hence I don't like glue. Okay, I'm aligning the two big panels together, like you see, like putting them so they're both on the same, like, you know, align, I guess. Maria, you don't need to over explain aligning. And then I'm just folding that other piece together, and so this is how this is going to look. Like I said, I will fix this because it's not working as well as this side. As you guys can tell, this looks fairly neat. So for sure, make sure that you have two corners of the of the cellophane bag. And I am just going to bring, guys, so where is it? I am just going to bring one of the snail friends because they're adorable, and I'm just going to put one in here like that. Right? Isn't that super cute? And actually, I am thinking, yeah, I'm going to put this one in here right there. So we're just mixing all the elements in here, and I'm just going to bring this one with the mushroom on top, just like that. So it's just few elements in here, just super cute. And again, with the great advantage that it all is pre-cut. So I just love this paper pumpkin kit. Okay, there we go. I made it, guys. So we are going to go ahead. We are very behind. I'm glad I said that. I'm going to use glue in here, guys. And I'm just using, but maybe like ½ inch, probably like ½ inch sort of. And I'm going to glue this. So I'm aligning both corners. And I'm going to hold this for 1 second so it's actually glued. There. Because this needs to move, right? And in the meantime, I'm going to bring some glue here. And this needs to move now. And that's why I was saying about that. But I am going to move this in here. And then we'll add it and glue. And I'm just going to hold both corners for a few. There we go. So they are glued together. Oh, guys, you're so very kind. I made, it's not Christmas, Carrie, but I made another one that I think will give you a really good idea. And there you go. So that is technically the card, right? So why not? Okay, I'm gonna have to wait for this to glue because otherwise it's gonna keep happening. So here we are. Sorry, I'm trying to move, but I can't.